Compositing is a songwriting technique that brings two or more disparate works together into something new and unique. It will make you a better writer by getting you to look for connections between things that don't normally seem related. And that is one of the best ways in any discipline to generate what we would call insight, or you might call it inspiration, but it's a new way. You've seen something new by relating these things that don't normally relate. Scientists use it, business people use it. So I'm going to show you how it works in a song. I have a song that I've written as an example, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did to create this song by compositing. Now, I was making an album with a group called the Sentimentals from Denmark. And what works for me when I'm writing and when I need to write for a project is to pick a good solid direction that helps me to get writing. So what I decided was we could pick a great writer from each of our countries and use them as guideposts, use them to help illuminate our mission, so to speak. So we picked Bob Dylan and Søren Kierkegaard, who's a famous philosopher. If you know anything about philosophy, I studied philosophy in high school because I'm a nerd. But I grew up, I work out, I'm cool now. Kierkegaard was a philosopher. Bob Dylan, obviously, very famous songwriter from America. And we immersed ourselves in the writing of Kierkegaard and the music of Bob Dylan, also the writing of Bob Dylan. And I was reading an essay by Søren Kierkegaard called Works of Love that is largely inspired by and incorporates the ideas of this passage from Romans 13:10. And the line is, "Love is the fulfilling of the law." And he explores what that means. He says, "It is me to whom the Eternal says, 'You shall.'" It's a command to love, which he says is higher than a preferential love like erotic love or friendship. It is a love for everyone, by everyone, that is commanded by the Eternal, right? And also there were these things like, there was a section of it, part 1, it's called Love's Hidden Life and its recognizability by its fruits. But every tree is known by its fruit, he says. For even if a single particular expression of love, a single impulse of the heart were out of love, forced back into painful concealment, this same life of love would find yet another expression for itself and still become recognizable by its fruits. Heavy. Kierkegaard's heavy. So I thought about that passage, love is the fulfilling of the law, and I reduced it to love is the law. I thought, that's a good idea for a song. And then somewhere in thinking about it and listening to Dylan and reading Kierkegaard, I realized that lay, lady, lay has the same verbal rhythm as love is the law. Love is the law. Lay, lady, lay. Love is the law. Love is not ruled by law. Right? So if you've heard Lay Lady Lay, you know the song. If you haven't, I put a link in the description to a place where you can listen to the song. It's a beautiful song. It's one of the most beautiful songs in popular music. It has a beautiful chord change that is so recognizable that once you've heard it, you will always know it's that song as soon as somebody starts playing it, just by the chord changes. And it has a unique structure, a very identifiable structure. So I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see this with me, and I have bolded what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the way that he repeats lines across verses, or in the verses rather. So in the first verse, he has 5 lines. It's a 5-line verse, and the first verse, the second verse, and the last verse are repeated. They're repetitions of each other. Lay, lady, lay, lay across my big brass bed. It's a sexy song, right? And then in the second verse, he repeats the first and the last lines, but not the ones in between. Stay, lady, stay. Stay with your man a while. In the third verse, he repeats the second. This is like the Iron Maiden verse. He repeats the second and the last verse. Stay, lady, stay. Stay while the night is still ahead. So when I was writing my song, Love is the Law, I decided I would learn Lay, Lady, Lay, and I would learn the melody for it and the guitar part for it, and I would just start singing words over that melody and create my own unique words to this melody of this Bob Dylan song, but based on this essay by Kierkegaard. I would just start mining this essay for its pieces, like, but every tree is known by its fruit, or it is me to whom the Eternal says, you shall. So in the third and fourth lines of each verse, he has internal rhyming. In fact, it's almost set up like a limerick, where you have a line, and then a line, two lines that rhyme with themselves, and then another line. So the third and fourth lines of each verse, mind shine, clean scene, light night, in the Dylan song, right? In my song, it says heart dark, king everything, flame name. So I did the same thing. I've set up my structure the same way. It's as if I borrowed Shakespearean sonnet. I'm going to use that form to create a song. Or haiku, I'm going to use that form to create a song. I want you to get beyond the idea of this as theft, as something that our culture really has invented through copyright law and those things that are very important, but we can get trapped in thinking, oh, I don't want to steal ideas. I want the ideas to be my own. This is a process of finding your own ideas by bridging other ideas. Everything human is human. There's nothing new, but you do have something unique to say, and we're going to find it, right? So I wrote this whole different set of verses, and I didn't have the bridge, and I was still singing them to the music of Lay Lady Lay. I like a bridge to really change things so that when we come back to where we were in the song before, it feels fresh again. And it didn't feel that way to me. It felt like there were too many words. It felt like it was too musically similar. And I really got stuck on creating a bridge part. I felt like I needed one because I don't really have a refrain in this song. This is a very old school way of writing verses where the title and the concept of the song are in the verse. So you don't really need a chorus or a refrain. This is common in songs like, let's say Yesterday by the Beatles has a bridge part because yesterday is the first word of the first verse and it's in every verse. Or Crazy by Willie Nelson. Crazy is all over the song, so there's no need to have a chorus that says the word crazy. But it did need a bridge to refresh your ear, to bring you back to the verse again and feel like, now we're complete, right? So I felt that need for a bridge. And it wasn't until I found the new music. Love is the law, love is not ruled by laws. Right, so it's like a dark Western movie almost. And that allowed me to think about the bridge in a different way, as like a Western movie, as like God is the sheriff and love is the law. Like you can't run, you can't hide. You know, like love is coming to town. You better watch yourself, buddy. As I work these disparate sources of inspiration, like ancient religion comes together with the reworking of mythology through Hollywood, which begins to feel like one eternal story of our mortal and moral and emotional lives. And I think that's an insight that Bob Dylan had over and over. Like Highway 61 Revisited, he starts out with Abraham, just on and on. Dylan also would have this kind of insight, and I think he was doing these same kind of exercises. He was reading things and listening to music and putting things together and putting his own spin on things and making something new and unique that we know as the Bob Dylan song catalog at this point, right? So it's good enough for B. Dylan. It's good enough for JByrd. So I came up with a whole unique bridge that really doesn't relate to Lay Lady Lay at all. I finally really just broke away from that form of Lay Lady Lay, and I broke away from the music of it, and I completely broke away from the idea of it, and used these ideas from Kierkegaard and this inspiration of form, poetic form, from Bob Dylan, and created a whole new song called Love Is The Law, which is a composite by which I gained some insight into both things. I gained insight into Bob Dylan's song, I gained insight into Kierkegaard's essay, and I gained insight into my own work and what I wanted to write about and what I wanted to say to the world. I wanted to say, love is the law. Love is not ruled by laws. Like we make laws about who can love each other. Is that crazy? That's crazy. Like if truly in God we trust, there is no law higher than love. Right? I mean, we can get into it, you know? We can get into it. whatever you believe. I love you. And this is called Love Is The Law. Love is the law, love is not ruled by laws. Love is the law, love is not ruled by laws. The holy fire burning in your heart can't be divided like light from dark. Love is the law, love is not ruled by laws. All is enough, less is not love at all. The law is just despite every rise and fall. The king is dead, long live the king. What can we give him who has everything? All is enough, less is not love at all. Love is the law. Love is the law. You can't run, you can't hide. The blackest fruit has a seed inside. Love is the law, love is not ruled by laws. All is enough, there is no higher call. Every light shines from a single flame, and you shall love is heaven's name. All is enough, there is no higher call. Love is the law, and love is the law. Love is the law. Compositing. Thanks for watching and listening. Please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. It helps people to see this, and it helps everybody to get a free songwriting education, motivation, inspiration, which is my mission statement right now. If you can think of another song that you think uses this, put it in the comments or tell us what you did with this idea. That's what I really want you to do, is to take this technique and to create more songs with it. And you can support my mission at patreon.com/Jonathan Byrd Music, and you'll get even more behind the scenes content about how I write and record and produce my own songs. All right, love y'all. Bye-bye. Love is the law, love is not ruled by laws. And speaking of love, I should let you know that Friday, 2 days from now, February the 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm playing a Valentines show with my friend Jess Klein. We're not going to be two faces like in Zoom meeting. We're going to be right here in the room together, singing harmonies on each other's songs. I'm learning bass for one of her songs. We're going to put on a great show, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, February the 11th, this Friday. You can get your ticket, which are as low as $10 for people. If you need help, I've needed help the past 2 years. Oh my God. So sliding scale starts at $10. $20 is like the normal price. If you can give more, we appreciate the support. Just go to jonathanbyrd.com and click on February 11th Valentine's show. You can get your ticket. You'll be able to stream it from right there. All right. Love y'all. Bye-bye.